All right, evening everyone. As you can see, we're heading over to another race in Crit City. Just finished my warm-up. Got a nice solid warm-up in today. Took the time, but roughly 35 minutes of warm-up, so that's pretty unheard of for me. So we'll see what they did or didn't play into this. Already set my weight, dialed in at 163.0 this morning. I haven't been on the bike in about a week. So we're going with the Crit again, so we're going to go with the Zip 808 wheels and the Specialized Venge. And we'll got just over 4 minutes, which again is kind of unheard of for me. I'm usually joining with seconds to spare. So you make sure my heart rate doesn't get down too much. Already lower than I'd like it to be, but as you can see, I can work it up there semi-quickly as well. So we'll just keep an eye on that time. I'll get you a weather update. It's approaching 6:45 p.m. in southern Mississippi. That's Central Time. Get you a weather update here. I didn't use any fans during my workout. Definitely a sopping mess right now, but felt good. And but I know I'm going to put out a lot more heat generation during the race. So all 4 fans are going. It's currently 61 degrees with 78% humidity. So nice change to the summers here. Let's see what else is going on here. Yeah, that's probably it. So we're doing the counter-clockwise direction. Same as the last race I did on this course. So the uphill will be on the ups and downs. And I believe this is only 8 laps. So approaching 2 minutes to go here. Someone just said quiet group. So oh, okay, someone says hi from LA. Good evening from Mississippi. All right, about 1:45 to go. Already set the weight, already set the bike, already set the wheels. That warm-up I did about a week or so ago, I was super crunched on time, so I just spun 130 RPM for 7 minutes. Probably not the wisest thing. I was feeling some, like I pulled some ligaments or tendons or something. Definitely felt sore in my hip. I don't know if that's your hip flexor or one controls inward hip movement, one controls outward hip movement. I'm not sure which one's which. So probably worked out well that I took about a week off minutes ago here, so I'm going to tighten up my shoes. Grab another drink of the hydration product I use called H2O. My wife just finished her run. She was over in Norway? I think she was in Norway. So I'm good. All right, 15 seconds. So we're gonna go out of the pins and make a right. Wind it up. Here we go. Wow, a lot of people punched it. We are way back. All right, 2 to go. Start thinking end game. That was a whole nother lap. Screw that up. All right. Let me get a screenshot here. And in this ride, get reset for the cool down. And we'll talk through that race. I get the game launched again. Get some circulation back in my feet. All right, I think I was in Yorkshire for my warm-up, so I did my cool down in London. All right, this gear. All right, well, a couple things. I can definitely tell that I haven't been on the bike in a week. Well, at least it felt like I could tell. So it felt like that ride was faster because man, my heart rate. See, this comes back to measured effort versus perceived effort. So according to my heart rate, which let's go to yeah. The race has already been uploaded, so we'll head over to Garmin, look at the data, because the data is not going to lie to us no matter what we felt. The data will tell us. So, speed, there's a pattern to it, or as you go around the loop. Speed goes up at certain intervals and back down at certain intervals, so there's a pattern to each of the, I can tell where the laps were. But the, like max speed was 34 for the first lap, 35, 33.5, 32.7. Okay. So mid to low 30s. Heart rate, on the other hand, was sitting there almost pegged at 175 for the first, however many laps that is. 1, 2, 3. So we lost contact, I think. First 3 laps, it was like pegged at 175 the whole time. And so now if I compare that to the same race a week earlier, activities, same race, same number of laps, same direction on the course. $34, 33. So it doesn't feel any faster. But there, my average heart rate was like somewhere in the upper 160s, peaking at like 172. So it tells me that it wasn't any faster. I could look at wattage output, which should directly correlate to speed, although I might have weighed a pound or two more this time, but that's not going to have any huge impact by any means. Let's see if I overlay speed on this to get, let's see if I go to speed and overlay wattage, so that way I can see the laps. So if I just look at the first 3 laps as a comparison point, I was probably averaging, it's hard to tell because it's all over the place, but maybe averaging 300, 320 a week ago for the first 3 laps. And then if I go back to today's race, look at speed over lap power, first 3 laps, yeah, it was considerably less power. Somewhere in the 280, 300. So that tells me it was all about fitness. Because the perceived effort was, man, this is a fast race. I'm doing everything I can. The data says it wasn't any faster, and arguably I was putting in less wattage this time on average. And just sucking a bunch of wind. I could look at what my weight was a week ago, but probably within maybe as much as 2 pounds. Nothing noticeable though. All right, so other than the fact that I sucked, how'd the race turn out? So somewhere around the end of the first lap, I could see on the map, made the first cut. A gap formed and there was a split behind us. There was probably still 30 some odd people in the front group. By, let's see, by the end of the third lap, again, it all, there's all these things I'm trying to remember during the race to tell you afterwards, but I think it was by the end of the third lap, I chose not to go. There was a gap forming, I chose not to go with, oh no, that's what it was. The end of the third lap, I used a ghost power up that I got. Ghost power up in my mind is really great for an attack or if you're trying to bridge. Otherwise, not really sure what good it is. It's a good tactical piece. Same with a burrito, it's a tactical piece. So, somewhere toward the end of the third lap, after we went down the cobbles, there was a gap starting to form, the gap had formed, and I didn't want to bring a couple, 3, 4 guys that I was kind of riding with and in front of across that bridge. So I dropped the ghost power up, which 1 makes me undraftable, but 2 makes me disappear. So not only can I not be drafted off of, but they don't know where I went. So I dropped that and then tried to accelerate. Just then someone else came around. So I tried to stay on his wheel. We bridged over to another guy, I think, and that all worked well. No, then I think the guy that came around that I was on his wheel, I think I passed him and continued bridging over to another guy. I was still toward the end of the third lap. By the beginning of the fourth lap, everyone caught us again. So it was kind of a waste. The next several laps, we would just slowly catch and pass people that had dropped out of the front group. Most of them did not jump on with us. A couple people tried to. At one point, our group was up to 7. As you saw, I misread's the wrong term, misunderstood the lap counter. So it said lap 7 of 8. So I thought, okay, we're on the last lap, but no one was attacking at all the various spots I was expecting them to. Wow, this is going to be a drag race to the end then. And then as we came around the last flat section, I realized it's 7 of 8, which means there's a lap 8 of 8, which means we have a whole nother lap to go. That's why no one attacked. The last power up I got was the steamroller, which reduces your drag coefficient on your wheel. Makes the equivalent of riding on a brand new smooth pavement. Best place to utilize that to get your most bang for your buck is on the cobbles. So I was planning on doing that on the cobbles, and then of course totally spaced it. So after we were done with the cobbles, so then use it at the finish just to kind of give me a tiny bit of extra oomph for my wind up. I won't call it a sprint. Call it a wind up for the finish. So that's where I wound up using that. One, I don't have a sprint per se. I can push low 700s for a very short period of time. So maybe that's my sprint, but I can't do that if my heart rate's already at the 175 number and I'm already trying to do everything I can to survive. Maybe I can. I haven't tried it, I'll say that. Mentally, I don't think I can, so therefore I haven't done it. Take a look, see how I finished. I'm going to use this power up before I forget about it. All right, so we finished 27th out of 71. All right. Huh. B. Beltran. I think the guy that finished just in front of me. I think I recognize his name from a long time ago. Let's see. I won't let me click on him. And his name rings a bell. So a minute 35 off of first place. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us finished at the same exact time. I averaged 2.92 watts per kilogram compared to everyone around me that averaged anywhere from 3.03 to 3.21, 3.32. So I did a better job of putting in less work, but I don't know. I was trying to actually make sure that I put in the big efforts to see what I could do about not staying with the front group and making sure I was there for any sort of end game, but in the end the gaps formed and my heart rate was already redlined, so. All right, approaching 4 miles, so we'll probably just call that. Yeah. Anyway, maybe one of these days we'll get the elusive podium finish. Zwift Power, I've had several podium finishes. Third place finishes, but it's because not everyone that's racing makes it official numbers. So if you don't make it official by giving Zwift Power authorization to see your data, then it won't show up on Zwift Power, and now that counts toward the global rankings. But still people are racing against. It's kind of like, think of it like someone that's taken a class, pass-fail, or they're just auditing the class. You're still in the class, you're still there, they just don't count toward the numbers. So anyway, that's what happens when someone doesn't authorize Zwift Power to see all the data. So none of it's official data toward global rankings, but still counts as far as how you did racing against them. Anyway, that's the difference. All right, we'll set the bike back and the wheels back. We'll set our weight back here. Back to our training weight. Give this one a title. And then we'll call it good. All right, so as always, down in the description, I'll leave my Garmin data, a link to the hydration product I use called H2O, and a link to the Zwift maps. If there's something you want to see me ride, even if I've already ridden it or you want to see it in a different direction, let me know. If you want to go for a ride, let me know. If you were paying attention during the race, you would have seen someone actually invited me to a ride, a meetup. So going for a ride as either individually or as a group. But I was in the middle of a race, so I had to turn that down. But anyway, keep Zwifting. I will see you in the virtual world.